Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to talk about an L-Ray network television series with the name of From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm going to talk about my thoughts and opinions upon episode 2 titled Blood Runs Thick. So if you don't know, this series is obviously based off the From Dusk Till Dawn movie that starred actors with the name of George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino that came back, directed by Robert Rodriguez. They came back out in the 90s years, I believe. And so we have that movie put in a television setting. And in this episode, we have a few things from that movie that are actually introduced. We have the family in the RV, and they're pretty much, our father character played by the actor of Robert Patrick. He's losing his faith. He just recently, had, problems with his family, that whole thing. And now he's off, leaving, doesn't know where he's going, doesn't care. He just needs to go away because the whole losing his faith and that whole thing. And I believe his wife either died or had a divorce or something along those lines. And then we have our two Gecko brothers. They're on their way to Mexico, and that's pretty much what this episode is mainly about. Is our family in the RV and their journey just to get away from everything. There's a few little subplots going on, such as the girl doesn't want to be there. She wants her boyfriend to pick her up, so we have that going on. We find out that Carlos's character, played by the actor of Wilmer, we find out that he's actually a vampire in this episode. So I thought that was very interesting. But it's pretty much all about the Gecko brothers and sort of their relationship, and you find out something that happened in a bank with the character of, I believe, Richie Gecko, Quentin Tarantino's character from the movie. You find out why he is the way he is. You find out the events that led him to be the way he is because of certain events that happened in that bank robbery. That's the plot of episode 2 titled Blood Runs Thick for the L-Ray network television series, by name From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. Overall, I loved this episode. I loved the pilot. It had been a long time since I'd seen a pilot that good. Well, once again, episode 2 built upon that and was even better than the pilot. One of the reasons I loved this episode was because of our two main characters, the Gecko brothers. We have Seth Gecko and Richie Gecko, played by the actors by the name of DJ Katrana and Zane Holtz. They both play great characters, interesting characters. In the movie, Quentin Tarantino's character, if you've seen him, was kind of just a creepy weirdo. He was just kind of, he was a rapist. There wasn't really a reason for, his insanity. In this series, it built upon that. There's a reason for it. It has more depth to it, more more complexity. So I really like that. There's a reason that Zane Holtz, the actor, playing the character of Richie Gecko, I believe is his name. There's a reason he's like that. And for my theories, there's either one of two things, and either and you can take what I say for a grain of salt, but either all of this is hallucinations, and obviously that can't be true because the way the story goes. So either he's having these crazy hallucinations, and just so you guys know, I don't think they're hallucinations at all, or he has some sort of second sense. The vampires are somehow telling him what to do, speaking through him, controlling his every thought, his every step. So it's something like that. I'm not really for sure exactly what it is yet, but in George Clooney's mind, that character's mind, and Seth Gecko's mind, he believes, and the reason I keep saying George Clooney and stuff because they're from the movie, so forgive me for that. But in his mind, these are hallucinations. These are just he's going insane. He's going crazy. But in Richie's mind, he has some sort of second sense or something. He can sense things that other can't, and I love that concept of Zane Holtz, the actors. I love that concept of Zane Holt's character, the character of Richie Gecko. Hey, that's this concept is really cool, where he has these hallucinations of vampires, and these vampires are telling him what to do, and he's trying not to listen, but he can't help but listen. He's doing his best to keep in control. I just love that, those moments between him. One of the best moments in this episode is actually between his character and Seth Gecko's character, when, DJ Katrana, when they start to fight out there in the desert. That's just a great scene between those two. And DJ Katrana, he plays, George Clooney's character pretty much, Seth Gecko, he plays a great character also, trying to keep his brother in line, trying to be there for him. Trying to do the best things he can do. So I love his character also. Best scene probably is actually when, besides the fight scene, is when Richie Gecko, holds that dog in the air. Thinks it's a body at first, but it's actually just a dog. And the blood's falling out, and you see that it actually forms a symbol. And it's that same symbol that's on that knife, the knife that only his character could use. So it has some sort of concept, that it's building on. So that's really cool mythology. Hasn't told us everything yet, but I'm sure in due time it will. I really liked how it also brought in the RV. I didn't know how many things it was going to bring in from the movie. I liked Robert Patrick's character playing the preacher who lost his faith. He was probably, besides our two main characters, Robert Patrick was another favorite character of mine. The preacher that lost his faith, trying to make do with what he's got, trying to make a better life for his kids, trying to get away from the world when you think about it. Doesn't care where he goes, he just wants to get out, and I like his character also. There are some great, stylistic scenes, some shooting scenes. Robert Rodriguez once again directed this episode, and you can definitely tell that his style is all throughout. There's some clever dialogue. I believe Robert Rodriguez, he didn't write this episode, but I believe the writer's name is Diego. I forget the last name, but I believe Diego wrote this episode. And once again, there were some nice sort of clever, sort of humorous, kind of quirky moments of dialogue that I thought were kind of clever and kind of funny. And overall, I just think the dialogue of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series, is kind of clever and just kind of fun in a way, where From Dusk Till Dawn is a dramatic series, but it also has just very tad moments of maybe dark humor, and then, just a great dramatic and just some great horror elements also. Once again, that's my review of the L-Rate Network television series by the name of From Dusk Till Dawn, the series for episode 2 titled Blood Runs Thick. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the page below, and I'll see you guys later. More videos by Centipede Geek.